so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Spreading all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright.
Hello, guys. Sorry for that. Sorry for losing out for the last time because I fixed my internet so that I came back because no one can miss this match, man. No one can miss this match because it's Gary Kasparov versus Magnus Carlsen, and Magnus Carlsen is black, guys. Magnus Carlsen is black, and it's uh, I don't know. I just don't know how to express my feelings because I am just outraged yes at this point of time because this match we thought would never happen, but then it is happening, and let us straight away go to the match. It has already started. Let's see what happened. And at this point of time, they are going for an exchange of queen exchange. No, we don't want a queen exchange. We want to see some fire on the board. We don't want to see an exchange. This is not we have came here for. No, please, no, please, please, not a Please, not a queen exchange. Please, not. No, please. Please, no exchange of queens, guys. Please, no. Please don't do this to us. Uh, Carlsen is thinking whether he's considering whether to go for exchange of queens or not, and he goes for the exchange of queen. Gary Kasparov takes the exchange queen. Gary has taken the queen, and we are going for something which is not so good at this moment because I don't think. Let me see. Yeah, I just shared it everywhere. Okay, now let's see. Let's concentrate on the game. And they have exchanged the queens on the eighth move of the game. We wanted some fire on the board. We wanted to see something, but and Gary has taken a lot of time. He has taken 7 minutes to play eight moves. That's a lot of time. And Carlsen still has 17 minutes on his clock. I don't know why did Gary take so much time. Uh, Anyways, never mind. White has long castled, and I hope this time the stream is not lagging anymore. Yeah, it's all okay. Let's see what is happening in the chat. Is anyone here with us? Yes, someone is watching with me at least. Yes, so there are people who are watching. Guys, do like the stream if you are watching. And so another point is after long castle, black will develop. This bishop is maybe a point of concern for black. Maybe bishop c6 and knight d7. And this bishop is also out of place. Sorry to. Okay, but this bishop is also out of place. This bishop is also out of place. Yes, black goes for bishop c6 and now knight d7. That's seemed very logical to me, and that is what Carlsen went for. Those who are, guys are joining in right now, we would like to say that the queens are of the board early in the opening, and which is not what we wanted because ultimately it's we wanted some fire on the board, but then alas, they have just exchanged the queens early on. Let's see. Still, we will have something to watch because it's ultimately Gary Kasparov versus Magnus Carlsen. And who are you with, guys? Who do you think will be overcome? Like who are you supporting in this match? Like in this position, chat, guys. Tell me who are we. Just type in, guys. Who are you supporting? The queens are off the board. Carls- Carlsen versus Kasparov. Kasparov is white. Carlsen is black. Whom are you rooting for? Kindly do let me know, guys. Don't be so shy. Just chat. Just type in there and let me know. Okay. Don't you support anyone? I don't see any comments. Uh, Anyways, nevertheless, let's see. Uh, the move that is being suggested by 95 is a probable, and then because you can't go knight d7 because I'll take on c6, I'll have the bishop. But what about knight d1 and bishop g2? I'll go rook g1, and maybe then bishop to c6 back. Okay, so if I go knight e5, bishop g2, rook g1, bishop back to c6, knight c6, bishop c6, and rook g7. Probably good for Mm, no matter what, but somehow, guys, do like the stream, guys. Seven people are watching. Do like the stream, guys. Please like the stream and make this video reach more people. And also, guys, whom are you supporting? Whom are you rooting for in this game? Let me know, guys. Let me know in the comments who are you rooting for. in this position, or in this game in general, who do you think will win, Carlsen or uh, Kasparov is white, and they're going for okay. Is anything moved? No moves have been played. Knight c6 was the is a move that is being suggested by the computer, but never mind. Uh, I what I thought was bishop c6 and knight d7 would have been better. Now knight e5 is possible, as I showed you earlier. Guys, do like the stream, guys. Like the stream, guys. Please do like the stream, and also let me know whom are you rooting for. Whom are you rooting for, guys? Let me know. Let me know, guys, in the comment section. Let me know whom are you rooting for. Okay, I'll quickly update the stream name. Uh, Carlsen versus Kasparov of life. Okay, I have updated the. I just updated. Okay, never mind. Okay, so Rajashri says Kasparov, but in this position with all this, uh, not so okay. Uh, Maybe 95. Kasparov is taking his time, guys. Kasparov is taking his time. Okay, no. So I guess knight c6 was played, knight g5 and rook d8. This was the game, guys. This was the game. Sorry, my bad. Bishop c6 was not played. After bishop d3, king e7, long castle, knight c6 and knight g5, rook d8. This is the game that is going on, guys. My bad. I just played the move and I thought that is what was being played. But then knight e4. Now white is going for exchanges and solidifying his probably will take with the knight and bring out his bishop, which is what white is. The major problem in this position for white is this bishop. So he's trying to bring out his bishop from c3 and maybe play on this diagonal. And now the point is that the c5 bishop is under attack. C5 bishop is under attack, and uh, more or less now bishop c3, guys. Bishop c3 should come in. Logical move, which I can see at this moment is bishop c3. Uh, let's see what Kasparov goes for. Uh, I'm not Kasparov, obviously, but anyways, uh, but in this position, bishop c3 or where this bishop should maybe bishop b4 could have been a possible, and he goes for bishop c3. Bishop b4 would have been a better. This diagonal would have been better for white, but then this knight on c6 is protecting uh, b6. Or now he goes for f6. Carlsen goes for f6 with the knight of e5, probably stopping this knight g5 threats and also blocking this bishop on. So this is what he is probably trying with this. And uh, let's see if there is anyone on chat. Raj says Kasparov. Okay, so Rajeshri is going for Kasparov. Okay, g4. Now let's see. Now here it goes. Now Kasparov comes with g4 with the idea of g5. Now this is going to heat up, guys. This is going to heat up, and we are going to enjoy this. This is going to be fun. This is going to be fun, guys. And Kasparov has decided no, even if I've exchanged my queens, I am not going to stay back and play a simple game of chess. I'm just going to go on and show why I was regarded as one of the best players in the world. So let's see, guys. Interesting, very exciting. Carlsen just Kasparov just decides to go for it. Just decides to go for it with g4. And now Carlsen, the probable moves that are coming in are is g5. G5 is the probable move that he is probably going to threaten in this position. G5, G5 is G5 is coming in. Targeting this pawn and this diagonal, guys. So this bishop, which was on e1 a few moves back, like here, just got activated, and now white has some place. Uh, Black wanted to Black went with f6 with the idea of activating his bishop with bishop g6 maybe, and now with g4, Kasparov has gone with something very very strong. Uh, let's see what does Carlsen come up with. Okay, so Carlsen has played bishop a5. Interesting. So basically, Carlsen is trying to eliminate this strong bishop, which is playing in this long diagonal. So he's trying to eliminate this bishop, so that the threats like g5 is eliminated and this pawn is safe. So he is trying to eliminate this bishop with bishop a5. So what does Gary play here? What are the possible moves that he has in his uh, uh, and maybe rook g1, maybe rook g1 is a good move, guys. Rook g1, because after rook g1, what white can play is rook g1, bishop c3, knight c3, bishop g6, and maybe bishop e2, rook d1, rook d1, and rook d8, uh, or h5, maybe h5. Okay, so I'll just going to show you what I said right now. So maybe what white is trying right now is maybe rook g1 maybe played, and then bishop c3, knight c3, bishop g6, bishop e2, uh, bishop e2, rook d1, and h5. This looks comfortable for Carlsen after all these exchanges. So bishop a5 is a very very strong move from Carlsen, and let's see what does uh, Kasparov go here with, because now after bishop a5, all the threats that he had possessed uh, with the g5, uh, uh, and threatening this square and this diagonal, sorry, my bad, this diagonal that he was threatening is easily eliminated after bishop a5. So g4 was played and bishop a5, and now uh, the probable move maybe, as I said, rook g1, bishop c3, knight c3, bishop g6, bishop e2, rook d1, and h5, which looks pretty stable for black, and black should be doing fine. Mm, let's see. We are waiting for Kasparov to play. Kasparov is down to 8 minutes, and Magnus is has 18 minutes on his clock. Let's see what happens. We are waiting for Magnus, for Kasparov to play a move. Meanwhile, guys, let us see whom are you rooting for. Just type in the chat. Those who are watching, whom are you rooting for in this position, Carlsen or Kasparov? Just let us know, guys. Those who are joining in, just let us know who are you supporting in this position. Those who are joining in late, I'll tell you that they exchanged the queens early in the opening, and we wanted to see some fire on the board, but then they decided to exchange the queens early in the game. But then Kasparov came up after f6. Kasparov wanted to spice up things and went with g4, but then Carlsen replied with a very very strong move, bishop a5, now eliminating all the threats that white possesses. So uh, uh, Kasparov decides to take the bishop at a5, and knight a5 is played. Now uh, what knight a5 enables is that This bishop has also a chance of coming to c6, though b4 is a threat, so it might not come directly to c6 at this point. But then after knight a5, this knight also, after coming to f5, opens up this file. uh, this bishop will come to g6, and maybe rook c8 check and knight c4. So this looks pretty good for Carlsen, and I think Carlsen will be able to convert this position, because we know how just he dominates positions, with very uh, few few margins of advantage. He just crushes everything, slowly and slowly and slowly. And I think Carlsen is better here, with after bishop g6, rook c8 check, and knight c4. So what does Harry go with? Anything that you suggest, guys? Uh, probably Probably the most logical move would be maybe knight bishop c2. Maybe I was thinking of knight g3, protecting the bishop g6 idea, but now he's trying to exchange this bishop, but then bishop g6 can be played, which is strong. Uh, yes, bishop g6. And okay, so Carlsen goes with bishop c6, but I was thinking of bishop g6 maybe, because this, sorry, after bishop g6, this diagonal and this diagonal could have been pretty dangerous for white. Okay, nevertheless, this is my thoughts, guys. Anyways, no one is commenting on whom they are supporting at this moment. Interesting. uh, Rook g1 is played. Okay, after bishop c6, rook g1, Kasparov goes with rook g1. Kasparov is pretty low on time, guys. If you can see at the bottom of your screen, you can see the time, and Kasparov is pretty low with 5 minutes 49 seconds against uh, Carlsen, who has almost double of what he has. And knight jumps to c4. The knight is jumping to c4, and this pieces which were not so active at a point of time has now become active. If you go back to this position after, like at this point, or even after bishop c3, this position, white was doing pretty much very well. But after f6, g4, bishop f5, bishop f5, knight e5, bishop c2, bishop c6, knight c4, pretty much black has solved all his problem with the cramped bishop on e8, and all the problems that he had. He has solved it, and now he has a very good position. So rook into d8 and rook into d8 was played in the game. At this point, this is the live position, guys. You can see right now, this is the live position. And uh, I think Gary is struggling here, because he's also low on time, and you can see he's taking time. He's taking time. Gary, he is taking time in this position. And let's see what are the ideas that are coming in. What are the possible ideas that White should go with right now? Maybe what? Uh, G5 is possible. Is G5 possible? Maybe no. Maybe h4 g5, something like this. Maybe h4 g5. Yeah, okay, so he goes for g5. He goes for g5, guys. He goes for g5. uh, uh, and f5, I guess, is played. F5 and knight c3 is played pretty much quickly. So cause, and now, guys, if you can see, after g5, now e5 e4, and this pawn becomes backward. uh, Maybe g6 after that, because f5 is hanging. uh, this is hanging, so e5 is not possible at this point of time. So maybe g6 e5 e4, and then knight e5, knight d3 could be very helpful for black here. Anyways, uh, let's see what are the possibilities that white black has at this point. This is one with g6. uh, another. Yeah, so maybe this is the idea, guys. G6, e5, e4, though it is a bit slow. Okay, e4, is e4 coming after g6? Is e4 possible? Is after g6 e4 possible? Maybe yes, maybe not. uh, what happens if g6? I'll just get a water for myself, guys. Just a second, excuse me. Yeah, speaking for so long, uh, sometimes. And here Carlsen is taking his time. Carlsen knows that he is okay, so he's going for 93. He's going for 93. F4 is played immediately by Kasparov, and, and now this hole is created, guys. These are the two holes that has been created after this position, and after if f4, uh, knight d3. Okay, no, black goes for knight f3. Knight f3, rook g2 is played, and knight h4 or knight d4 or knight e1. Many things is possible. Knight h4, knight d4, knight e1. Okay, yeah, many things is possible. Let's see what does uh, either of the way. If you okay, he goes for g6. Now he's planning e5, guys. After g6, he's planning e5. He's planning e5. Uh, rook f2. So basically, he moves away from this uh, discovery attack, and e5 now should be played, guys. Should be on board e5 anytime soon. Uh, it should be on board anytime soon, guys. E5. Uh, Junior Detroit wanna play a game right now? No, Junior Detroit, because I'm streaming right now. This Carlsen versus Gary Kasparov versus Carlsen. It's a once in a lifetime match. Why do you want to play right now? You want to watch them, right? It's once in a lifetime opportunity, guys. Maybe some other day we'll play, but today is not the day to play. Today is the day to watch and admire the two of the greatest players that have graced the world in the world of chess. And Carlsen goes for e5, guys. Carlsen goes for e5. uh, he has gone for e5, and e4. And what about f e4? uh, What about f e4, bishop e4, bishop e4, bishop e4, knight e4, knight e1, rook d2, ef4? What about this, guys? Uh, f e4, bishop e4, bishop e4, knight e4, knight e1. What about this? Because after this and this is the threat, guys. What about this? What about this? Let me see what has happened in the game. He has taken with knight e4. Okay, so he's taken with knight e4 and knight d4. Knight d4 on the board, guys. And I think Carlsen is going on running away with this game, guys, because after knight g3, uh, knight c2. I guess because knight c2, king c2, and after that, sorry, rook f8. This is probably this pawn will fall, and you can. So I'll just show you. Probably this will. Yep. Uh, 92. Is it possible? Yes, 92 is also possible. Uh, Probably. Let's see. After 92, what can be played? Uh, Maybe simple king e6. Okay. After rook f8 has been played in the game. After rook f8 has been played in the game, as you can see, rook f8 has been played. Now maybe key 92 and king e6 is the most logical. King e6, yes, king e6, because after that rook f4 is a threat. Sorry, not rook f4. Yeah, maybe rook f4 is not possible. So 92 and king e6 is a possible continuation that I can. Sorry for that. Okay. Uh, and Carlsen is running away with the game. Carlsen is running away with the game, guys. He is just cruising here in this position, totally dominating the position, and with because this pawn is weak and this pawn is if this falls, this also falls, and if this falls, this also falls. Uh, so don't know, don't know what Kasparov is thinking at this moment. And the major factor is also time, guys, because with time you tend to lose your accuracy, and once you lose your accuracy, you generally uh, uh, mistakes happens in blitz format, as you know, guys. uh, uh, we're waiting for Kasparov to make a move, and I think the most logical move is 92, and that has been played, guys. It has been played. Okay, sorry. Uh, and King A6. Exactly what I thought. I showed you guys a bit back. Uh, 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 90, 92 and King A6 has been played. And now what does White do? Because Black's plan is very simple, guys. Black's plan is here very simple. King d2 is played, king d2 is played, and now I'll simply go bishop b5, take on e2, you take on e2, and I'll then simply take on e4, or maybe rook f4, king goes to f5, gobbles of all the pawns. So f4 and g5, both these pawns are falling, guys, and I probably think that Carlsen is going away with this game. Carlsen is going to win this game, guys, and it doesn't look good for Harry. Let me see what does Carlsen goes with, because sorry, and bishop e5. He goes for bishop e5. Simple chess, guys. Take removing the defender, and rook f3 is played. Interesting. So if you take, I take, and if you take with rook f4, I go with rook b3 and try for some counterplay. That is what Kasparov is trying, because he knows that if he just tries to defend this position, this will be pretty much over, because he is down to a position where his pieces are cramped. So he's trying to activate his pieces at this moment. Okay. Um, Rook f3 is played. What should be the best continuation for black? Maybe bishop take. Okay, so what eventually white is trying is, if you take rook into f4, I'll go rook b3, you go b5, and then maybe I'll go with um, rook c3 and try something like this. So I guess maybe the most logical reply from here, from black or Carlsen, should be bishop into e2, king into e2, g into a4. And if you now go to rook b3, I'll simply defend with. rook f7, and then come to rook f5, king f5, and take the pawn on g5. This should be a very, very comfortable victory. Excuse me, for uh, Carlsen. Carlsen is taking his time. He's down to 5 minutes. Uh, what are the probable other variations that we may look in? Uh, Pretty much what and mm, uh, I don't know what Carlsen is thinking right now, because is he trying to analyze? I probably he's calculating or analyzing the rook endgame that might occur. Is it he might be probably thinking whether it is correct to land in this land the like convert this into a rook endgame, or continue with the bishop rook and bishop knight endgame. Probably that is what he is considering at this moment. He's thinking for he has taken a lot of time in this move, and he is as I showed you, the most probable uh, continuation here is bishop e2, king e2, ef4. Then if you go rook b3, you can go. I'll simply go rook f7, and then if you check, I'll just go to king f5 and take the pawn on g5. Carlson is still thinking, guys. He's still taking his time. He's probably taking his time just to make sure that everything is okay, and before he commits to the rook endgame. And is there any other alternatives uh, uh, that we can see? Moves like e4, is it possible? Also, moves like e4 is possible. Maybe. But I don't think so. That would be a very good choice, guys. E4 is not a very good choice. I was thinking like e4, but then the problem is rook b3 is there, and after rook b3, bishop e2, king e2. Nothing is happening as such. So, uh, did Magnus get this rook f7? Interesting, interesting, interesting. Did he just missed out on the? Okay, I don't know. Maybe he's. Why this move? And okay, okay. Did uh, uh, I guess just Harry managed to save this position, guys? Did Harry just manage to save this position? Interesting. It seems so. It seems so that Harry has, uh, because earlier, yeah, he just decided. This is with here, guys. Critical position. Carlsen took around 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes to play a move which just landed a pawn. Rook e3, rook e2, rook e5, and king rook into e2, rook into f4, and this is running into turning into a draw with accurate play. But we don't know, because with time pressure, Kasparov might falter. But then he was a former world champion, and we have seen him defeat Fabiano Caruana in St. Louis uh, last year or 2018, I guess. He was top of his form. He just here, guys, simple. After rook f3, you take, he takes, and you simply take with e4, f4, and king f5 and king g5. I guess Kasparov just survives this position, guys. He has managed to survive this position with after rook f7, which I think is a mistake. I don't know. Uh, and rook g4 has been played. So now the g5 pawn is hanging, and how do he protect this? How does he protect this? Uh, okay, so rook d2 has been played. If you go here, okay, so rook c2 and now rook into g5. So now basically black has managed to gain a pawn back after that mess up on rook f. So not maybe mess up. He just saw that he is getting this pawn back. He just calculated maybe and he saw that he's getting that pawn on g5. But that was pretty. He was getting f4 and g5 at that point as well. And now this allows counterplays like rook c7. Now b7 is hanging and h7 is hanging. Maybe rook h5, b7, rook h2. Mm, uh, maybe that can happen, but uh, I am pretty skeptical about the rook f7 move, guys. I don't know why, but here I don't at all like this rook f7 move because simply you could have played this, this, this. You're a simple pawn off. You go with king f5, king g5. You take another pawn, and you simple win this game. I don't know. Maybe I am too. I don't know why he went for this and sacrificed a pawn. He just gave up the pawn, and now after okay, so he went for rook b5. So probably he's trying to gain a queenside majority instead of the king side majority. Now with rook b5, rook h7, rook b2, and f a4. Okay, so this position is probably going to I don't know what, maybe a5 and then b5, a5 maybe. Yes, a5 is played with the idea of rook b4, guys. Uh, h4. So white is trying h5, h5, but then rook h2 is there. Maybe rook h6 and h5. That is what white is trying. Rook b4 may be a good idea here for white, for black. Sorry. Yeah, takes up this pawn. Gobble up the pawn. Yeah, rook b4. Now this is hanging, and I'll just roll these two pawns. So certainly, I guess rook f7 was not a mistake. He just saw all this. Rook h6 is played, but then what happens with rook h6? Uh, okay, king f5. No, king f7 has been played. Sorry, uh, I would just want to show you guys. If you go king f5, I go h5, guys. And this is the trick that Kasparov tried because after king f5, h5, if you go g5, I go rook d6. And if you take, I give rook d5 check, king g4, and h6, and that is pretty interesting. So I'll just show you king f5, h5, g5, rook d6, rook f4, rook d5 check, king g4, and h6. It would have been pretty interesting. But now let us go back to the game. King f7 has been played, and after that h5. h into g5, rook into g5, b6. Because if you had taken on d4, I would have gone with rook b5 and had taken the b pawn. So that would have ended in a draw. So just simple move b6, and now this a4 pawn is in danger. Hmm. Okay, this is now. Is this now going towards a draw, guys? Yeah, I guess this is going to be a draw. Probably this is a draw. Yeah, b6 rook e5 is has been played. Okay, okay. I guess now this is all okay. Yeah, all okay. Rook a5, rook e4, check, king b2, king d4, rook a4, king e5, king c2, rook f3, rook h6, rook b6, and this guys has is going to be a draw, and it has ended in a draw. Interesting, interesting, guys. Let us just go back quickly, and this game has ended in a draw. The most awaited game, like one of the most wanted game that we we all waited. Our generation wanted to see was Magnus Carlsen versus uh, Gary Kasparov. Ended in a draw after, I guess, Carlsen threw away many opportunities. I don't know. Okay, I'll just go back to this position. Uh, King f3, rook g4, rook d6. Now this position, rook b4, rook h6. Okay, so now according to the computer, King f7 is a blunder, guys. Those who are joining in right now, I would like to say you that the game has ended in a draw, and the computer is saying King f5 is completely a blunder, because after King f5, h5 forces the exchange of this pawn, and you so after that b6 is played, you cannot take here on. Okay. You cannot take on a4 because simply I'll go rook b5. Yes, exactly, rook b5. And this pawn falls. And this ends in a draw, simple draw. So now what white black goes for is, I think, black went for b6. Yes, b6 was played, and simple rook e5. Because if you go for rook a5, and this is a draw. I'll show you. I'll just show you. So now after rook h5 b6, and now rook e5, guys. If you now take, I'll go with rook b5, and if you go rook b4, uh, a b4, and king d4, and simple I'll take up one pawn, and this will end in a draw. So king f7 was a blunder according to the computer, and let's see what is it suggesting. Okay, it's suggesting king d7. Bring the king closer to the pawn so that you can support this b7 pawn. And the only difference between king f7 and king d7 is this, guys. If you can see what happens after king f7, takes, and now you cannot take on a4 because after rook b5 this b7 falls. And when the king is on d7, when you go king d7, the simple difference is this, that if you go h5, g h5, rook h5, and now if you take I and go rook b5, I can simply come king c6 and support this pawn. So that was a major mistake from Carlsen here, as he went with king f7, and after that, yeah, h5 was played, g into h5, rook into h5, king b6 was played, uh, rook e5, and if you there's a simple line, if you take this was not played, king f6 was played, And if you take, I just showed you a line for those who are joining in. I'll show you. Uh, Rook b5, rook b4, rook b4, a b4, and then king d4 simply takes up this pawn, and then this would have ended in a draw as well. So interesting game. Carlsen dominating throughout the game, probably winning it. Uh, Probably he was winning uh, like like he was dominating throughout the game, and he was winning, guys. And mm, somehow he managed to Gary managed to save this game with a draw, and I think uh, I am content with this result. I would like you guys to know, bro. Fabi win. Okay, let's see Fabi win. Okay, let's see Fabi win. Interesting. Okay, interesting. What happened? Why was this for? Okay, so after rook e6, queen g4 is a blunder, queen e4, and rook into g2 is another blunder. Why? Because of b4. And what happens after b4? Why can't I move my bishop? What if I go here? What happens with bishop a7? Oh, the mate is unstoppable, guys. That is the point. The mate is unstoppable. Okay, when is the next round? Next round. I think it is around after uh, the first round started at 12:30 and this started at 1. So I guess 2:30. Bishop before blunder. Bishop before blunder. Bishop before where? Where bishop before? I didn't get. Anyways, let us go through the other games. Nakamura Aronian ended in a draw. Let's just quickly go through that game. Okay, let us finish that game also, because let's see what happened. Because with after b4, simple you cannot go here because I can simply check you, and this will ultimately this will end. And after that, rook c8 was played. He just won a piece, and rook e7 check, and that he uh, resigned. Let us go through the other games that were going on. Nakamura versus Aronian ended in a draw. Let's just quickly breeze through the game. If okay, interesting, guys. Just see, they went with the Sicilian. Initial moves were Sicilian, and then castle, and this again turned out to be a very take like the stream, guys. Like the stream, and those who have not subscribed, kindly do subscribe, guys. Kindly do subscribe and please like the stream. And this was like opposite color bishop in game, and okay, they just repeated. Okay, so this ended in a draw as well, and let us go to the other game. Okay, this also ended in a draw between Lenia Dominix and Wesley So. Wesley So versus Lenia Dominix. and they exchange the queen early, and they exchange all the pieces as well, and that also, and then every pieces got exchanged, and it ended in a draw. Okay, uh, and the last game, Ali Reza Firozov versus Peter Sigler, that also ended in a draw. Let us quickly breeze through the game. And okay, so Black had some edge maybe because with this position, but then he couldn't convert, and with the less time, they agreed to a draw. For those who are coming in right now, Magnus Carlsen versus Gary Kasparov has ended in a draw after Carlsen blundered in the endgame, in a winning endgame probably. Let us just quickly whiz through for those who are joining in right now. Okay, so they exchanged the queen early in the opening, and uh, with this exchange at this position, as I was commentating, white looked better. Like white was comfortable here, black was a little bit uncomfortable because of his bishop on e8, and so he played f6 with the idea of bishop g6 and activating his bishop. Maybe rook c8 and rook d8. That was his plan, and now Kasparov being Kasparov went with g4, trying to like bring fire to the board. And after bishop a5, guys, this exchange, and slowly he improved his position and won a pawn here. Simply he won a pawn. But now, guys, he played rook f7. As I earlier showed also, he could have gone on bishop e2, rook king e2, d into e4, and then king f5 and king g5 would have simply won the game. But then in spite of that, in this position, he managed to win this g5 pawn as well. And here, after rook h6, king f7 was a blunder, guys. King f7 was a major blunder simply because uh, I, this b7 pawn, the black king needs to be closer to this b7 pawn so that it can go and support it. After king f7, h5, g5, rook h5, b6, and you cannot take on a4 because rook b5 and rook a7, rook a5. If you take rook a4, rook b5, and rook b7 would have ended in a draw, and so black will go into b6 and rook e4. Now, if you take on a4, I go rook e4, rook b5, rook b4, rook b4, a b4, king d4, and it's a draw as well. Oh no, sorry, not king d4, guys, king d3, because king d4 maybe with b5 it may create some problem. We'll be possibly losing tempo, so no need of that. b5 and king c2 king c2 would have ended in a draw. So that's it. Carlsen versus Kasparov has ended in a draw, and I hope you guys like the stream, guys. I'm not streaming furthermore this tournament. Maybe tomorrow I'll come back because it's late in the night. It's already 2 a.m. and I have a class tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning, so I have to attend that as well. So mm, I will be back tomorrow, guys. Please do join in for tomorrow as well because we will be watching Kasparov once again. Just fangirling on him as well tomorrow. Till then, see you guys, and hope those who are watching right now kindly do like the stream if you have not watched, and kindly do subscribe to Chess Noob if you have not already subscribed, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with all the notifications. Those who are joining in, I am leaving by the way right now, those who are joining us, I'll just let you know that this game has ended in a draw between Carlsen and Kasparov after Carlsen missed out on an opportunity in the end game to convert a very good position which he was in. Good night, guys. Good night. And the next round is from 2:30. If you want to watch, you can go and watch the live stream that is going on I guess St. Louis's channel. You can go to that channel and watch the next match. Sorry, excuse me, which is going to start from 2:30. Till then, we'll be back tomorrow with another two live games. Till then, give me uh, give me the rest, and I'll be back tomorrow, guys. Good night, and stay safe, stay healthy, guys.
I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright.